Listen, if you a vegetarian out there, or even if you're not a vegetarian, you ain't gotta be a vegetarian to like vegetarian food. That would be kind of weird to say. You feel what I'm saying? But if you're a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian out there and you love vegetarian food, but you don't know where to go to get that fire, make sure y'all subscribe to the Fat Vegetarian, bro, because I'm showing y'all where to go get that fire. You feel me? And that's a fact. If you do music out there, a lot of dudes, good dudes, been hitting me up for music lately, man. I got some fire coming, some new collabs coming with some new fire artists. You feel what I'm saying? If you do music, if you a rapper, you a producer, and you want to collab, or you just want your music or your video or something like that promoted. If you want me to do a commercial for you and promote it on this channel, holla at me. 2 for $5 sale going on right now. Schlurt, Z-Man. And last but not least, man, you know I'm proud of y'all dudes, and I'm proud of myself with this new video game channel I'm starting. Now, I mean, I'm gonna be telling some stories on this video game channel too. It ain't just always video game commentary. I'm gonna be giving y'all some history behind, you know, what I was doing when I was playing some of these video games. So make sure y'all subscribe to that Brooklyn arcade, because we moving out there. You heard?
So when I first got there, I was like, shit, we don't got to get nobody involved. Me, you can go gun to gun. And he didn't want to do that. So then, that day with Blue, when they tried to blow Blue, is when I was like, yo, you know what? I'm out of here, because they trying to blow him, and he the head honcho. They gonna kill my little ass.
That's where you grew up at in Lefrak?
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Oh yeah, I be forgetting you from Lefrak, man. But yo,
yeah, cause I fight like I'm a Brownsville nigga.
I be always thinking you from Jamaica, man.
You know, everybody thought I was from Brownsville too.
Yeah, cause you was fucking with P Wiz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. But yo, how old was you when you first caught a felony though?
I was 15. That's the murder charge.
Where that shit happened? That shit happened in your case happened in Lefrak?
Yeah, I caught my case in Lefrak on 99th Street.
Like, would you want to talk about that shit, or that's something you don't really want to fuck with?
I mean, shit, I could talk about it. Nigga, I've been convicted. I went to trial on that shit. I don't give a fuck. It is what it is at this point. I was out there wilding, man, you know, following a lot of older dudes that didn't really have the best interest of my life at hand, and you know, just being young, following the streets, thinking I was doing good shit, and nigga had me robbing, nigga, and the nigga came back to kill me. And I just happened to get the drop on the nigga first.
You said niggas had you robbed, like somebody put a battery in or somebody else wanted him robbed and they sent you?
Nah, one of my friends at the time, my man, I ain't gonna say his name, but he had me out there shooting and robbing all kind of niggas, you know what I'm saying? And I robbed one particular nigga. He told me nigga ain't live out there. The nigga lived in my projects. Or across the street from the projects. I didn't know that though at the time. And so I ended up booking this nigga, throwing some shots at him, and that nigga came back. Yeah, I was in a dice game on 99th Street, and it's crazy because my grandma told me don't take my ass outside, but I still went outside that day anyway. And I'm out there on the block rolling dice, and nigga jumped out the car on me. But luckily I had the hammer on me. So that kind of saved my life. I had that shit in my pocket. He couldn't tell. He had his gun on his hip.
So what you do? You shot through your pocket?
Yeah. Hell yeah. That was part of my defense in my case as well.
What, that you ain't even have time to get your gun out?
Exactly.
So did he get a chance to fire off?
Hell no.
But they found him with the gun on him?
Nah, they removed the gun off his body. His friends removed the gun off of his body. So that was the reason why I did go to trial, because the private investigator had found out that the nigga had a gun on his body. I knew he had the gun on his body. I didn't give a fuck. But the private investigator, my lawyer, had witnesses say that, you know, nigga had a gun on him. But, you know, there was no self-defense law in New York.
So what they charge you with? Manslaughter in the first?
I went to trial. I went to trial and blew trial to manslaughter in the first.
But they charged you with the murder and the manslaughter?
Yeah, when I got charged, I was charged with murder in the second degree with intent to cause physical serious injury, and the second charge was depraved indifference. I beat one count in the Huntley hearing, so I went to trial with murder in the second degree with the serious physical injury, and manslaughter in the first degree, and criminal possession of a weapon in the second and third degree. That's what I went to trial with, and I beat the murder count in trial, and got found guilty of manslaughter in the first degree. And being that I was 15 when I caught the case, the maximum was a 3 to 10, a 3 1/3 to 10, and the minimum was a 1 to 3.
That's what you got, that 3 1/3 to 10?
I got 3 1/3 to 10 and did 8 1/2 off of it.
Yeah. You said you caught a new charge in Greene?
Nah, I didn't catch a new charge in Greene. I got lucky by the grace of God. You know, I almost killed that goddamn nigga in Greene.
I told you the last time I saw your face was that day in the little yard in Greene when that shit happened, when niggas tried to stab the kid Blue, and Blue took the banger from the dude.
Kicked him in his ass and took the banger from him.
Yeah, you was like, yo, when I go back to the dorm, I'm out of here. I'm blowing it up.
Yeah, and I got him out of here too. I blew that motherfucker. I probably cut like 7, 8 niggas that day.
But who, like one of the main niggas was in your dorm or something?
Nah, just all of the stragglers was in the dorm. All of the fucking Nietas and Latin King stragglers was all in the dorm. But you know, their issue with me was they tried to say that I cut Black, but I didn't cut Black. Black that was in the 4 building with us.
Who was that? He was a Latin King?
Yeah, he was a Latin King. But he was running around telling niggas I cut him when I got off the bus. Oh my God.
Why he thought that though?
No, he didn't think. He just didn't like me from the 4 building. Because I had other issues with other Latin King niggas that you know, at the time we was blowing them niggas up. So you already know he was just trying to find a way to get back at me. So when I first got there, I was like, shit, we don't got to get nobody involved. Me, you can go gun to gun. And he didn't want to do that. So then that day with Blue, when they tried to blow Blue, is when I was like, yo, you know what? I'm out of here, because they trying to blow him, and he the head honcho. They gonna kill my little ass. Hell yeah, I got the fuck up out of there.
So what happened when you went back to the dorm?
Once them doors locked, nigga just went crazy in there, bro. Nigga just started cutting and stabbing each other like a motherfucker.
What you mean, the whole dorm popped off as soon as you went back to the
dorm popped off. And there was only like 20 black niggas. Will, Buffalo, my man Star, my man Pop. They was from Brooklyn. Star and Pop was from Brooklyn. Matter of fact, Pop was Mark Cross' nephew. And we regulated that shit. We blew that shit. I got 3 years in the box, 3 years lost to this, 3 years lost to that. I lost everything on that shit. 3 years lost to good time. Everything. What you say?
That's crazy. Where they took you straight to the cat?
No, hell no. Niggas beat me up first in Green Box for like 3 days.
What them niggas what they was just locked running up in your cell every night?
Yeah, so what they did was, you know, when you're going through the box, you go to that little middle spot. So while I was in that middle spot, you know, to get you naked and shit, and fucking, you probably remember that officer. He had the long mustache, little short, like he slapped me. So I punched him in his face, and they just start beating me up from that point on. They just come in my cell, punch me in my shit, wouldn't feed me some days. That shit was rough. I ain't gonna lie. That was a rough week, or however long I was in that box.
Yeah, that's when Greene only had that little 8-man or 10-man box right there next to the receiving room, and you could just literally walk up to the window and talk to a nigga in the box.
Yeah, Pow Wow came to my door a few times, my window a few times.
Yeah, that shit was dumb.
Pow Wow, Mel, all of them was coming to my motherfucking window.
That shit was whack that you had to get up out the spot though, but that shit was jumping crazy every day.
Yeah, bro, remember just like 2 days before that shit happened with us in the yard that day, they stabbed that fucking they stabbed that boy 27 times.
Yeah.
I knew my days was limited.
Yeah.
I knew my days was limited. I knew I had to get the fuck out of there.
I told you that was the first time I saw a real ambulance coming in the jail.
Yeah, that shit was real, bro. Like, they held that boy down and stabbed him damn near to death.
And I told you the nigga was still, they put him on a stretcher, and he was still throwing up blood. He was passing out, and he was waking up.
He lived though, you know that, right? He lived, he didn't die.
Yeah, but you know, they hit him so bad, everybody thought he was gonna die. But he was still screaming out, yo, blood, fuck that, blood up, all of that, like, and then passing out, and then waking up again, saying that shit again, and passing out again. Real talk. That's why niggas thought he was gonna die, because he kept passing out.
Yeah, that nigga was he was a brave warrior, bro, because he damn sure didn't die. And that's one of and I was locked up with them niggas. I was in the box with them niggas that did that shit to him.
Oh yeah, you was telling me that.
I was trying to blow that nigga through the gate, everything. I hated that motherfucker. Because he used to brag about it.
I know them niggas, they had to get new charges for that shit.
Yeah, they did get new charges. No, maybe not. No, they did. No, they did.
I seen them when they came and got them niggas. They brought them niggas out in cuffs.
Yeah, but they wasn't giving out new charges for that shit then, bro.
Greene was just out of control, bro. Like niggas
They were
wasn't
just so
even
out of
giving.
control. They couldn't give niggas new charges. It was just too much going on.
It'd be too much paperwork to get everybody a new. They'll overflood the court systems in Greene, trying to get in that small ass county, Greene County or whatever. They'll overflood the court systems trying to give everybody a new charge in there.
So that's why we didn't get new charges. But you know, I cut that boy throat. So I thought I was gonna get a new charge, but they didn't give me a new charge.
You say he put his arm up right before you cut his shit that saved him or something?
Like, so after I cut him, it was a towel on the locker. It's like he just seen the towel, put it on his neck, and laid down. But I didn't cut his jugular, so that's why he really lived. Even though I cut his neck from ear to ear, I didn't cut his jugular vein.
And that shit was just in the heat of the moment, or he was a nigga that you was going after?
Nah, I was trying to get him. He tried to stab my man real. And I turned around. I had just stabbed the fat nigga. And I turned around and seen him. Oh shit, he about to blow my man. So when he about to blow my man, I caught him from behind. Banged him. And then the police seen me do that one in particular. And then that kind of ended the riot because everybody thought he was going to die because of what happened.
What was that, A1 or A2?
I think it was, which one? I think A1 was the one furthest in the back, right?
Yeah, I be getting them shits confused, man,
Me too,
sometimes.
but it was either A1 or A2.
And you said that the riot itself was popping off in the bed area or in the day room area?
In the bed area.
I don't mean to laugh, man, but I know how stupid shit get in Greene. So niggas was just jumping over the dividers and all of that?
Jumping over the dividers. The one nigga had a chair trying to block me from cutting him. That shit was ruthless, bro. I ain't gonna front, bro.
What you had, a rug?
Yeah, I had a rug.
And them niggas was cutting. Was them niggas cutting niggas too?
Hell no. We overwhelmed them. We overwhelmed them. They was playing, we wasn't. They had like scrub brushes. They was like cornball shit like that. We wasn't playing with them though. I knew I was not letting them niggas cut me, bro. So I knew what I had to do.
And what them niggas did, just sent a riot squad in there, or the regular police just ran in there mad deep?
Yeah, the regular police, look at this shit. The regular police ran in there mad deep.
And they was jumping in front of niggas, getting it on and all of that? Or they waited for niggas to stop?
When I cut that boy throat, that kind of like... When I cut that boy throat, that kind of like deaded the riot.
While dudes ran over there to help him?
Nah, the police seen it. I think everybody seen it. It was like, oh shit. This nigga just about to kill, this nigga just killed the nigga. That's probably what everybody thought. That shit was, bro, I ain't gonna lie, that shit was ruthless, bro. Like, that shit was like a bloodbath in that motherfucker that day.
And you said they took you to Southport?
Yeah, I went from Kawasaki to Southport, yeah.
And you did 3 joints in Southport?
About 2 years and some change.
How old you was still a teenager when you got to Southport?
Hell yeah, nigga, I was only 18 years old. I was 18 years old when I got to Southport. Go this way, right? Get off. Huh? Hell yeah, I was 18 years old, bro.
That was your first time in the box, period, or you was in the box before?
Oh, I had been in the box, little brief, little 30, 60 days on the island, but that wasn't really nothing. You know what I mean? Little lap in Spofford. You know, they put you on lap, that's the same thing as being in the box.
What they call it?
LAP, Limited Activity Program. Me and Black Wild stayed on lap.
So would they just be locking you in your room?
Locking you in your room, yeah.
You know that shit is, man, highly psychologically damaging, right?
Bro, I ain't gonna front, bro, like, so out of 17 years I've done in the penitentiary, I probably did about a good 7 to 8 years in the box. Huh?
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
But I ain't gonna lie though, bro, that shit never broke me.
Yeah, that shit don't break a nigga, but that shit still is detrimental to the developing mind. Like, you young, 17, 18, 19 in the box. That shit is super psychologically damaging to young motherfuckers. That's why they outlawed that shit now. And
yeah, really, like, you know, the Browder story. You see, he went to the box, that shit killed him.
Yeah, bro, they owe all of us bread. They owe all of us bread on the low, because niggas was throwing niggas in solitary confinement at 16, 17 years old and all of that. Younger than that, in Spofford, niggas 14, 15, niggas throwing niggas in solitary confinement. Niggas don't even got a bathroom in they cell in Spofford, right?
Nah, there's no bathroom in your cell in Spofford.
That shit is inhumane, my nigga. Niggas be having to piss in a bottle and shit, right?
Yeah, they don't want to open that damn door for you. That's a fact. And there's been times they didn't want to open that door, so we used to piss out the door, or piss through out the screen itself.
Bro, that's fucking crazy. They got cells with no bathroom. Nigga gotta wake up, bang on the door. What you gotta do? Press a button, bang on the door?
I think it was a button they had, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't think them shits work, because we used to have to just bang on the fucking door. I think that's what we normally did, just bang on the door.
That shit crazy, man. So who was there when you got to Southport?
Everybody. You know, they just had the Kawasaki ride with the DVD niggas in the Bloods. So all of them niggas was in there. You had that big ride in Sing Sing with Dexter and them niggas. So all of them niggas was there. That's when I met them. Then I met CK there. I met so many niggas in Southport, bro. I'd be lying if I just start giving you 1 or 2 names. But I met everybody in that motherfucker. Then you know I used to play chess a lot. So I met Baby Sam, Big Nuke, and them niggas was enemies. But I met both of them niggas as an 18-year-old kid. going through the system and hearing war stories about both of these niggas.
You said both of them was in Southport?
Hell yeah, and they hated each other's guts.
Baby Sam and Nuke?
Hell yeah, you know, them niggas had, they had beef in the streets. And you know, just hearing about that shit was infamous, the beef that they had. I think they was locked up for killing each other people, some shit like that. I don't really know the details. I wasn't from that part of town, that's before my time. So I only just heard the stories. But just imagine being 18, 19 years old around them type of individuals. How impressionable they were upon us as young adolescents. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So what, niggas? So you never really get to see these niggas. You could just hear them.
Nah, shit, bullshit. I locked right next to Baby Sam for about 7, 8 months. I locked right next to that nigga for like 7, 8 months.
Crazy.
And then I went to level 3 in Southport, and then I was a door down from CK.
Word, man. So when they took you out of there, where they sent your shit to when you finally got out of Southport?
When I got out of Southport, I went to Clinton with my bro Shorts. Shorts. B-boy, my big bro.
Where's son from?
From the Bronx. Puerto Rican Shorts. You should know Puerto Rican Shorts. He was in the building. He was up north. He did 17 too. Hell yeah, that shit was crazy. Just now to just think about that shit. All the riots I've been in, all the riots in the 4 building I've been in. Like this period, that shit was just crazy.
Yeah, so you said what years y'all niggas was in the 4 building again? 9-4?
I was in the 4 building from 9-4 to 9-6. And that shit was like the height of the race war.
Who was up in the building at that time?
Shit, you had everybody in the building. When I was there, you had K-Born, Relly, you had VR, you had Roshan, you had Tattoo, you had Papa Jock, you had T-Bone, fucking Wild Bill, you had Tata, you had fucking G-Money, then you had the Dominican nigga Johnny, Dominica. Them niggas was regulating too. Then you had Baby Heck, Latin King Baby Heck. That was my man though. I mean, that nigga had a hell of a relationship. Then you had me, Pow Wow, E-Po. You had all them Brownsville niggas, Bree, Pup. All them niggas was in the goddamn building. You had Twan from uptown. Fucking Red Rum from Brevoy. Yeah, all them niggas Brownsville and Marcy, period. All that Bed-Stuy and Brownsville, them niggas in there deep, dog. They was in there. Then you had Los, you had fucking Fulo, Germs, Curtis. It was a lot of wild boys in the building when I was there. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like niggas that was like crazy, like T-Bone, 10K. You had niggas that was like infamous. You know what I'm saying? Like 10K was infamous, climbing over gates, cutting niggas. T-Bone cutting niggas. Crazy. You had Slave in the building. Hell yeah. There was a lot of niggas in the building, you know, mainly from Brooklyn and the Bronx. And then, you had Queens niggas, you had Lacey, Lord, fucking Tata, Webb. Webb tried to rob me when I got to the 4 building. When I was 16 years old.
Yeah, we spoke.
Like what size I wore and all that old goofy ass shit. You know what I mean? Pow Wow wasn't coming up for nothing. I was there letting nigga rob me. And they're gonna rob you one time, they're gonna rob you for the rest of your bid.
So that was the first spot you had went to from the Allen? You went to Greene, that was your first spot at the Ulster downstate?
No. So I went back to DFY. So I went back to DFY from Rikers out. So I went to Goshen. So I went to Goshen in '96 because I was still 17, and they got a court order when I turned 18 to send me to DOC.
Niggas be bugging out throwing niggas from DFY in C-74. And then taking them niggas back. I done seen them niggas send niggas to Sparfit. Come snatch niggas, bring them back to Sparfit. Like, they be bugging.
Yeah, see, I never wanted to go back to Sparfit. That's why I never paid the dollar bill. See, I could have went back to Sparfit. All I had to do was pay the dollar bill and I would have went back to Sparfit. But I refused to go back to the fucking Sparfit. I did not want to go back at all.
Yeah, wow, because them niggas this shit is way more strict, or you just was tired of that little kid shit.
It was just too immature for me. You know what I mean? Like, I already had made my bones in Sparkle. You know what I mean? Powell and a couple of other brothers, we got tired of the abuse, bro. They was abusing niggas in Sparkle, bro. Them grown-ass men was abusing niggas. And then we had no freedom. We couldn't get visits from our girls. Like, your girlfriend, you know, we couldn't get visits from them. Couldn't get on the phone like that. You know, I was always on lockdown, so I could never get on the phone. Could never call my family. So when I got to the island, it was like freedom. You could walk around. You know what I'm saying? Go to the yard. Even though it was like a war zone, it was definitely a war zone. Like, just walking to the fucking Law Library, get you cut. Going to Juma, get you cut. Going to church, get you cut. Get caught slipping in that goddamn hallway in the 4 building. That shit was treacherous.
So between 9-4 and 9-6, what was the worst house in the 4 building?
2 Upper.
It was still an uptown house?
Fuck no, that shit was mainly, it was just a variety of people. It was a variety of brothers in 2 Upper. Yeah, but then they did that fucking 2 Upper 4 Main switch. I don't know if you heard of that.
What you mean? They switched the houses?
Yeah, they took 13 Puerto Ricans, well, not so much Puerto Rican, but 13 Latin brothers and brought them to 2 Upper, and took 13 black brothers and sent them to 4 Main.
Because it was nothing but Spanish niggas in 4 Main still?
Yeah. You know, Beretta was the fucking police there. He was orchestrating that shit. So he sent, really it was the captains ones that did that shit. Captain Velez, if I think that was his name. I think his name was Captain Velez. That was his bright idea called integrating the houses. So they took 13 Spanish niggas and brought them to 2 Upper, took 13 black niggas and sent them to 4 Main. They took Slave, matter of fact. Slave and Red Rum went down there. They led the charge in 4 Main. And when they opened the doors for commissary, because at this time 2 Upper wasn't allowed to go to the mess hall no more. So, you know, 2 Upper's right there by the commissary. So when they opened the doors, they opened 12 doors. They didn't open 1 door. One of the Spanish dudes lived. It's crazy, that was Benji. Benji was Nieta at that time. That's before he turned blood. But Benji was in the cell by the shower. His cell didn't open. We cut every last one of them niggas in that house that day. All 12 of them got carried out. There was blood everywhere in that motherfucker. Duke, Duke. I can't remember everybody that was in that goddamn riot. My man Smurf from the Bronx. They had the dreads. I can't remember anybody that was in that riot. Like, my man Cooter was in that shit too, though. But we just cut all them niggas up in that house that day, bro. That shit was vicious.
And what happened to the black niggas that went to 4 Main?
They regulated because it went down there with Red Rum and Slave. And you know, them niggas wasn't pussy. So they went down there and got busy.
Niggas tried to front on them as soon as they came in the crib?
Hell yeah, as soon as the doors popped. But Red Rum was a kickboxer. That nigga hands and feet was lethal. That shit was violent, bro. That's probably the most violent shit I've ever seen in my life that day. Blood was everywhere, all over the goddamn, everywhere. Blood was everywhere, bro. The 2 upper 4 main switch, that shit was disgusting. And anybody that was there that could relive it can tell you.
All of that shit happened on the first day, and then they just put things back to normal after that?
Yeah, then they thought about bringing them Spanish niggas up there. Then it was, we gonna keep the Spanish niggas going to 4 main, keep the black niggas going to 2 upper. And that's how they did it, that's how they kept it. There was no more of that. There was no more of that shit right there. Once they did that, they never did that integration shit again. But they tried that shit in Mall 4 Lower too, though. I just thought about it, because we got into a riot in Mall 4 Lower.
What, the
same shit? The same shit. They brought like 15 Spanish niggas over there. It was my man Ruck. I don't know, Ruckus. I think I'm saying his name right. Ruck. That is his name, Ruck. I ain't seen him since the 4 building. But yeah, me and him led the charge in Mall 4 Lower against them niggas. Cause them niggas trying to kill me. It's like they always wanted to kill me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Cause my name was Everlasting, so I was guard body. I inherited beef. Just the fact that I was guard body fresh off the streets.
So what it was, niggas, the guards was beefing with the Kings at the time, crazy?
Yeah, soon that was the beef. Soon as I got to the 4 building, it was the race war, of course, yeah. But guard bodies was beefing with Latin Kings like a motherfucker. Like that shit was like in the air, like it was up. The niggas felt you was guard body, they was coming to get you, or you gonna have to defend your 10. Like they wasn't playing, bro. I ain't gonna lie, because it was more of them. It was way more of them. It was the ratio, the Latin brothers to black brothers is way more Latin brothers.
So this was before it was going crazy with the blood and the Latin King shit?
There wasn't no, only person that was blood at that time, I can honestly say was probably fucking SI and them. It's because they went to HDM. And that's how they turned blood, because it wasn't no blood in the 4 building 94, 95. They was in the box. And like I said, it was probably SI. I don't know when 10K turned blood, but I'm sure it was 10K, SI, and them. Because there wasn't no real bloods like that back then. It was guard body and Muslim. And then what's the other little clique they had out there back in the days? From the Bronx. What was them niggas' name? African Bambaataa and them niggas. What was that shit? Zulu Nation.
Zulu, yeah.
It was Zulu Nation, yup.
They was on the island?
Yeah, hell yeah. Like that, like, so niggas turned Zulu because they was like a neutral party. Like if you was Zulu, you had no beef. Like that. You know, they was fucking with everybody. But I was guard body. I came through guard body.
That's crazy. I ain't even know you was talking about it was the guards and the Latin Kings getting it in then.
Hell yeah, that shit was prevalent, bro. Like that shit was very prevalent.
Yeah, my
like,
bro Wise, the guard Wise got some joints on the channel talking about that guard body and Latin King beef, but he,
what Wise? Willie Mingo?
Nah. Another Wise from Tompkins and Vernon. But he got some crazy Rikers Island stories.
That's funny.
Yeah, bro. So that's crazy. So niggas was just straight running down on niggas if a nigga even had a guard body name?
Yeah. Or they catch you say peace guard in the hallway. Them niggas would be on you. They was on my goddamn ass. I know that goddamn much. They was on my ass from the time I got to that motherfucker.
What niggas was saying? What type of shit they was saying to niggas?
It's like we just naturally born. We was natural enemies.